Plastic waste has been on the news agenda for a long time now, and it's an issue that's not going away. And this is problematic for convenience stores because of what they sell. So what exactly does the government have in mind? What is on its agenda for legislation? Let's hear from some policymakers. First of all, from DEFRA.
The kinds of things DEFRA is looking at the moment to try and reduce single-use plastics and make sure that more of the plastic we do use gets recycled. The first thing is our resource and waste strategy, but there are some specific policy areas. We've already seen enormous success with our carrier bag charge, and the Prime Minister announced plans to extend that charge to smaller shops. A consultation on that will be due later this year. We've also announced plans to introduce a deposit return scheme subject to consultation. But typically how a deposit return scheme works is for every bottle that's placed on the market or drinks container that's placed on the market, there'll be a small deposit or fee on that bottle which consumers can get back when they return that shop, either to something like a reverse vending machine or to a shop, and get that money back. We've seen enormous success around the world with deposit return schemes, encouraging really high return rates, much higher than we currently achieve. So that's something we would really be looking to replicate.
The key thing about a deposit return scheme is that it has the potential to be a massive alteration in the way in which we recycle. But it's only one part of a broader set of things that we wanted to do. We've been inspired, of course, by Sky's Ocean Rescue campaign and also by the work of so many people in civil society who want to ensure not just that plastic bottles, but also that all of the plastic waste that we generate is effectively recycled. And a deposit return scheme could be a game changer. But I have to stress, important as it is, it's only one part of a broader network of things that we need to do.
In our sector, there would be very significant costs in terms of in our small stores, in terms of the space, the proportion of space taken up by a reverse vending solution and manual returns. Every member I speak to says that are just not feasible. The idea of taking back dirty containers over a counter where you're selling food.
As we've heard from James, a deposit return scheme for independent retailers is going to be very problematic. But there are some schemes already in place. So we went to have a look at one in Canary Wharf.
We looked at kind of how can we help the public to separate plastics so that they can be as recyclable as possible. And then we looked at potential solutions, and one of them was obviously deposit return system and installing one of these machines and seeing how it will work and how it resonates in a large commercial shopping centre like this one. I have an empty bottle that's purchased from C-Press. What happens is the bottle goes into the machine. There's a 360-degree scanner which detects that it's a C-Press bottle. It then makes you press for a receipt. So then you collect your receipt, and on the receipt is written, claim your 10p discount at C-Press.
So that looks quite complicated, and in fact there is quite a big system running behind that piece that we saw there. But there are still some small measures that independent retailers can take. So let's go and have a look at what's actually happening in the marketplace.
We have various areas of the store where we're actively at work on reducing waste. We sell most of our fruit and veg loose without packaging, so that customers can also buy as little or as much as they need. If they only need one carrot, they can just grab that. So we're trying to help with budgets in that way. We have over 40 different loose dry products available for sale, from cereals to rices and grains and pastas, chocolate buttons and seeds and nuts, and that's a way for people to bring their own containers and to use the dispensers so that they don't have to buy pre-packaged versions of those items. And we've seen a real upsurge in customers caring about this agenda, about waste and about plastic packaging. Recently, it's created a lot of conversation online on our social media platforms, and we've seen products like bamboo toothbrushes going up in sales, and all products across the store that are either low packaging or no packaging. So we're really seeing a difference in people, the amount of people that are starting to care about this issue.
It's great to see that retailers are already taking steps to be more environmentally friendly in their stores. But one way the whole sector can reduce plastics in their store is by charging for carrier bags. Earlier this year, we worked with the Department for Environment to encourage independent smaller retailers to charge for carrier bags. We developed this animation as well as retailer guidance and a poster to display in store to help retailers do that. And we've seen some successes in the number of retailers charging for carrier bags, but we welcome the government's announcement that they will be consulting on extending the charge to smaller retailers.
Of course, much of what we've seen is not necessarily going to be compulsory. Some of it is subject to consultation and some of it might not be viable in the long run. But there is no doubt that plastic waste is an issue that is not going to go away, and it's something that convenience stores will not be able to ignore. So let's hear from the panel.